to finish up, obviously all of these things that are happening are having an impact on us as market researchers and what we're doing today. And one of the things that we find more and more is that we have clients demanding more research on the media-related issues. Greater demand for wanting to know holistically what all of my campaigns are. What is my digital contributing versus my print, my cinema, my outdoor, and my TV? Where do I put more money? Where do I take some off? What's working, what isn't? More and more they're asking for that. And we are involved very heavily in those types of things, including right through to media simulators, to say, well, okay, what if I sacrificed a little bit of awareness on TV and put some money into here, what's going to happen to my brand? Okay. Why are we doing a lot more media-related research? Shouldn't you just go out there and buy the ratings? Well, ratings doesn't necessarily mean efficacy. Again, from our database, what we see is ad recall, claimed ad recall, most advertising measures tend to decline as respondents get older. But yet we know that older respondents actually consume more TV. So it's not just a matter of saying buy the media stats, that's where the people are. It's being able to understand the effect that we're having. And all touch points can be impactful. This again is taken from our Brand Graph 360, which looks at a holistic view of campaigns. Every way that your brand touches the consumer, every way you reach out and touch them, from being in someone's house to word of mouth, point of sale, every way you reach out and touch. Again, what we see here is the average recall. This is based across in excess of 50 studies, 20 countries. Average level of recall and the impact that it has on brand consideration, purchase intent. What we can see here is online is actually tends to have a stronger impact than even TV on purchase intent. TV has much better reach, of course. What I'm saying is every touch point can have strong impact. Online has very strong impact. We've just got to figure out how we get to the most number of people, how we drive people online, because we know it's a very powerful tool. Again, we go back to creative. More and more, we're asked to look at creative at an earlier stage. We have approaches such as the big idea. What is the big idea that can be campaignable, that we can own, that is going to have legs for our brand, that's going to engage the audience? More and more we're doing ad lab, which is very early stage, getting competing concepts and competing, perhaps even storyboards in, and doing a quant-qual exercise to give rapid, quick feedback. So we're much more in the early stage of research than we ever have been. And more and more strongly working on the emotional side of advertising. How do we connect emotionally with our consumer? The importance of those emotions and emotional responses. We're even working with neuroscience to try and understand that. We have a number of other tools in our armory to help us understand the emotional connection advertising can have with our consumer and the impact that it's going to have. I'm going to finish by showing you 3 ads. Yeah? And I just want to sort of focus on ads that have just got great emotional connection. The first one is from South Africa. It's from a car. Yep, okay, now cars are a fairly expensive exercise to go out and buy one of those. They tend to be a fairly high involvement category. But it's really difficult to differentiate. My car's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel and a stereo. So does all the other cars. Right? How do we differentiate? Obviously we differentiate through getting stronger, go backwards, stronger emotional connection. So
let's take the final bow. Let's make the silent sign. Nobody needs to know where we're off to. We're invisible alive. We're the whispers in the scream. We're not living in the West, and we're not coming from the East. From the galaxy of blues, first we choose. No more crying and just maybe somebody to hold.
Tagline, it's amazing what you can do in a Touareg. You could do the same thing in a Toyota, but it's trying to get that underlying emotional connection happening. Next example is a really brilliant example. This category is seatbelts. No, what a boring category. Right? How can I emotionally engage with seatbelts? The ad was made by the Sussex Council, Sussex Shire Council in England. Very small area, very small budget, and they had done some research that discovered that, you know, usually seatbelts are shock horror. Here's an accident, here's somebody all bleeding and whatever, oh, it's horrible, right? They just weren't resonating. And they weren't particularly weren't resonating with the males, because people just said, well, accidents happen to other people, not to me. I'm a safe driver. So they went for a very emotive way, but avoided all of that shock tactic that you see in the normal road safety type ad. I apologise for the quality of this, but this is a fantastic ad. Really, you know, this is a involvement category to get people involved with. That ad actually, they had a very small budget. They put it on the Essex Council. Within days of it being launched, it was viral. It was all over the world, hundreds of thousands of hits, and they were getting queries from countries like Australia, Canada, South Africa wanting to license that particular piece of creative because it was so strong. And just simple at the end said, "Embrace life." UK, yeah, you don't have accidents, but it's not just you that's involved here. There's other things that give you effect. And the last one, obviously, I think most of you are probably familiar with.
我係冇重啊！
愛係一種重量，一出世就有嘅。
你睇下陳建文幾大分？
Apples, oranges growing on the tree. Gather honeybee.
背上面嘅重量，心裏邊嘅。
你有自己諗辦法啦。
嗰份愛只會越嚟越大，越嚟越重。
媽咪又幫你拎啊？
媽媽又點會捨得將呢份重量交俾佢哋？
因為愛，更會想承擔起自己嘅未來。
媽咪，我乜都係你㗎。
中銀集團人壽同你一起計劃，等你所愛嘅有個更輕鬆嘅未來。
媽咪，你得嚟我做啫。
And I'm not going to comment on that because I don't understand a word that they said. But, okay. So we talked about a lot of different things today. Talked about the importance of emotionally engaging the consumer with your brand to be able to have that lasting relationship. The importance of great creative to be able to do that, and the fact that There is no category that can't have great advertising. Every category can, even sequence. Looked at the emergence of some new digital touchpoints with the whole campaign mix and how important they can be. Interestingly, why are we lagging in Hong Kong? Why do we have such a small percentage of the advertising spend being dedicated to this medium? There's a great opportunity out there. Difference between media consumption, efficacy of that same media, and the evolution of research as a result of that, and the move to earlier work, early stage work, and also to looking at ROI on media channels. So they covered a lot of things, and what I'm going to do is hand over to Queenie, who's actually going to just, I think, briefly show you some of the sorts of things that we're doing here at Ipsos around that. Thank you very much for your patience.